You see it instantly. The blue ticks are there. And then, nothing. You're holding your phone, waiting, refreshing the chat, like somehow it'll change if you look again. She saw it. So why didn't she reply? Did I say something wrong? Is she losing interest? Am I just not that important? And here's the truth nobody tells you. She didn't stop replying because she doesn't care. She stopped replying because something in her doesn't feel safe enough to respond. That doesn't mean she's right. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're in a moment most people completely misunderstand. You're not failing at love. You're standing in one of the most common emotional patterns in modern relationships. And by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly what's really happening beneath that silence and what actually brings someone back from it. Let's get into it. Most people think this is about interest, about attraction, about if she liked you, she would reply. But the real truth is deeper than that. Most couples believe communication is about words. But the real truth is communication is about nervous systems feeling safe enough to engage. Because here's what's happening beneath the surface. She doesn't just read your message. Her nervous system reads it first. Before logic, before intention, before context. And if something in that message, or in the pattern between you, feels overwhelming, unclear, pressuring, or emotionally heavy, her system doesn't move toward you. It pauses. It withdraws. It protects. What looks like ignoring you is often her trying to regulate something she doesn't even have words for yet. And this is where it gets really important. Because if you misread that silence, you'll respond in a way that pushes her further away. But if you understand it, you create the exact conditions that bring her back. The silence isn't rejection. It's emotional overload. Most people in relationships see silence as disinterest. They assume no reply means no feelings. But beneath the surface, she often feels something very different. She feels pressure. She feels uncertainty. She feels like she doesn't know how to respond correctly. Her nervous system isn't calm. It's flooded. So instead of replying imperfectly, she chooses not to reply at all. Here's what that looks like in real life. Disconnecting version. You text something heavy like, "We need to talk about us." Connecting version. You say, "Hey, no pressure. Just wanted to check in. We can talk whenever you feel ready." And inside her, something shifts from, "I don't know how to handle this," to, "Okay, I have space here." And when you do that, her silence stops being a wall and starts becoming a bridge she can actually cross. The message isn't the problem. The pattern is. Here's the part no one talks about. Most couples obsess over the last message, but the real issue is the emotional pattern leading up to it. Because she's not just responding to what you said, she's responding to how it feels to talk to you lately. If conversations have felt tense, if there's been pressure, misunderstandings, or emotional weight, then even a simple message can feel heavy. Her brain quietly registers. Every conversation turns into something bigger. So she hesitates. Disconnecting version. You send multiple follow-ups. Question mark? Did you see this? Why are you ignoring me? Connecting version. You give space and later say, "Hey, I realized I might have been coming in a bit intense lately. No rush to reply." That lands differently because now she feels understood, not chased. And that's when your presence starts to feel like safety again, not something she has to manage. She's not ignoring you. She's avoiding how she feels with you. And this is where it gets really interesting. Not ignoring you, not playing games, not trying to hurt you, but avoiding a feeling. Because every interaction creates an emotional experience. And if lately she's been feeling misunderstood, pressured, emotionally drained, or unsure where she stands, then replying doesn't feel simple. It feels like stepping back into something unresolved. Disconnecting version. You say, "Why do you always do this? Just reply." Connecting version. You say, "I get the sense things have felt a bit off between us lately. I'm here to understand, not argue." Now something in her softens. Her inner voice shifts from, "This is going to turn into conflict," to, "Maybe I can actually be honest here." And that's the moment the emotional door opens again. Your reaction to silence shapes her next move. Most couples don't realize this. The way you respond to her silence teaches her how safe it is to come back. If silence is met with frustration, pressure, or passive aggression, her system learns distance equals conflict. So she stays distant longer. Not because she doesn't care, but because coming back feels costly. Disconnecting version. Wow, Guess I'm not important enough for a reply. Connecting version. Hey, no stress. I know life gets busy. Just wanted to say I'm thinking of you. And here's what changes everything. Her nervous system hears, I'm not in trouble here. That matters more than you think. Because now, returning doesn't feel like walking into tension. It feels like coming back to someone grounded. And that's the shift that turns hesitation into reconnection. The real issue isn't timing, it's emotional safety. Most people think it's about when she'll reply. Later today, tonight, tomorrow. But it's not about timing. Not faster replies, not better texting strategies, not perfectly crafted messages. But emotional safety. Because when she feels safe, she doesn't calculate replies. She moves toward you naturally. When she feels unsafe, even the perfect message won't work. Disconnecting version, you try to say the right thing to get a reply. Connecting version, you focus on becoming someone she feels calm, open, and unjudged around. And inside her, something says, I don't have to protect myself here. That's when communication stops feeling like effort and starts feeling real again. This isn't a texting problem, it's a connection signal. It's not about saying more, it's about creating a space where she wants to say something. And honestly, bro, this is where most people get it wrong. They chase replies, instead of becoming someone worth replying to emotionally. Not by changing who you are, but by becoming more grounded, more aware, more emotionally available. This isn't a communication hack. It's what emotionally mature connection actually looks like. So here's what this really means for you. You stop reacting, you start understanding. You stop chasing responses, you start creating safety. You stop taking silence personally, you start reading what it's actually trying to tell you. And when you do that, you become someone who doesn't just talk. You become someone people feel safe opening up to. This isn't a checklist, it's an identity shift. It's the difference between someone who needs constant reassurance and someone who creates an environment where connection naturally grows. And here's the truth that stays with you. Silence doesn't end connection. Pressure does.